Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure to host with you.
It is, my friend. Good to be with you, man.
Likewise.
Yes, we're going to have a great show today.
We are. We got a great guest.
Yeah, we're going to talk about what we need to be doing, being fit.
Right in time, too.
Yes.
First of the year coming up.
It's hard job, man, trying to stay fit.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more difficult it becomes.
That is true, and our next guest is going to tell us how to overcome that, hopefully.
She's a spin cyclist.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to find out everything that she can tell us about it, and hopefully we can guide people in that direction for after the first of the year.
Yes, sir. And speaking of direction, we want to thank God for the direction that our sponsors have enabled us to go.
Yes, they've been with us for some time now. Lee Corso in Crawley, Fervent Care Christian Academy, Marion County Public Health Department is with us. Then we have Al's Modern Clothing, a new sponsor. And we always have room for sponsors. All you got to do is tell us what you want to do, and we'll make it happen. And you'll be a part of this family, Real People, Real Voices, and we can get you rolling.
And certainly we're very, very grateful to all those of you who support by watching and all the encouragement that you give us. Want to encourage you also to go to YouTube, WHMB TV 40. You can watch this show when it's over, as well as others that you might have missed.
And like us on Facebook.
Like us.
Like us. We want to be
follow us.
And follow us and like us, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So we got a great show lined up for you today. We hope that you will stay with us on Friday nights and on Sunday afternoons at 5:30. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're glad that you've joined us today. We are joined by the cyclists, the soul cyclists. Thanks for coming, Robin.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about Soul Cycle 317.
Soul Cycle 317 is an indoor spinning class, per se. If you've ever heard of spinning classes. Okay, we do that, but we put a little unique spin on our ride, the Soul Cycle. We ride to hip-hop music, rap music, gospel music, up-tempo music, and we also take requests as well.
During the event?
Yes, we can do that, yes.
Yeah, you take requests. That's phenomenal. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 2.5 years.
What made you get into it?
I went to a cycle class, and I loved it. I was a little bit heavier than I am now at the time, and I lost weight doing it.
Okay.
So I really believe in it.
You believe in it. You know what it can do for you.
Yeah. So I bought a couple of bikes and put them in my basement. And that's where I started at.
In your basement?
Yes.
And where are you now?
I'm at 5134 East 65th Street.
How many bikes you have?
I have 8 now.
That's good.
Great. How many
8,
classes?
8, 8 is a number for a new beginning.
It is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And how many classes do you have per week?
I have classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, every other Saturday.
And they're not free, are they?
No, they're not free. But the classes are at 6 p.m. and 7:15 p.m.
Okay.
On Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
45 minutes?
1 hour.
An hour.
And how many calories can you burn?
You can burn up to 500 calories.
Okay.
And 45
in one
minutes?
ride, yeah, in 1 hour.
Okay.
That's
It depends on your own intensity.
Okay.
We always.
How long do you ride?
I ride for the whole hour, both classes.
So you ride 2 hours?
Yes,
Wow. And you loving it?
I'm loving it.
Really?
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So tell us some of the benefits, Robin, of cycling versus treadmill, elliptical trainers, rowing machines, all that sort of
Walking.
thing.
Tell us.
Well, the way that we cycle, we also use hand weights.
Okay.
So when you're on the elliptical, you're most likely not going to have hand weights with you. So we're also lifting while we're riding. So we're burning calories and toning at the same time.
All this is on the bike.
On the bike, yes.
So for viewers who may want to avail themselves to your services, how would they do that?
They can go to Instagram, Soul Cycle 317, or Facebook, Soul Cycle 317. I also have a website. It is Soul Cycle.
Look right there and put it in there.
The website is soulcyclercb.com.
Give all 3 of those again, right there.
Okay. The Instagram is Soul Cycle 317. Facebook, Soul Cycle 317. Website is soulcyclercb.com.
All right, this Robin Boone here.
Yes.
Tell us how the pricing, and we understand you have packaging and different things like that.
The packaging is 5 rides for $50. I've gotten 10 rides for $90, 15 for $120. A single ride is $15. So it's a lot, cheaper to buy a package.
Also, with 8 bikes, people have to reserve online, or how does that work?
They reserve them online or call me and I can book them.
Okay.
Do you do this full time, Robin?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do this just in the evenings.
Okay.
Okay.
It's your evening workout, really.
My evening workout, yes.
So you got a business going and get that benefit, and of course your own physical fitness benefit as well.
Yes.
We also understand you have parties.
We have ride parties as well. So you can get 6 or 7, 8 of your friends together. And we'll turn the lights out, turn the disco lights on.
No,
you
we
know.
don't.
Yes, we do.
I mean,
Yes.
you take them all the way back.
Take them all the way back.
What's some of the tunes you be playing?
Frankie Beverly, some of the old
You don't
school
play Saturday
stuff.
Night Fever?
We can.
John Travolta?
We can play anything you want.
You did say you take
Yeah.
requests.
So you have a DJ there.
No, we don't have a DJ. We just get the music from other sources.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, outstanding. And any plans of opening a second location?
Not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll have plans on getting some more instructors.
So you
So
have
I
to
can
train
have-
people to move into instructorship?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
how?
have 2 instructors right now.
Great.
Right.
It's good.
Right.
So did you have to get a certification or something?
Yes, I did have to get certified. I got certified through
Are you at the place to where you certify now?
I am certified.
Yeah, but do you certify others?
I am working on that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But if they want to get certified, you can help them.
Yes.
All right. Well, all the best to Soul Cycle 317.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you.
And
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stay fit. You and James stay fit. Do what you can to make it happen, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, spinning is really something.
Yes.
Burn a lot of calories.
Burn a lot of calories.
Yeah. Stay with us. We have much more to come. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we're joined by Mr. David B. McMath, Project Manager of Browning Incorporated, and also Mr. Tracy Short of Davis and Associates Incorporated. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
And you all are project managers for the 16 Tech project.
Yes, sir.
So talk to us about the project and your part in it.
So yeah, 16 Tech is the innovation district on the near west side of the project, or the Indianapolis, and the Browning Davis team has been selected to do the first 4 buildings. There are more to come, but the first 4 buildings in this innovation district. So Tracy and I are the project managers for all 4 of those buildings. We're glad to be here today to talk about the projects and how people can get involved. That's the real reason we wanted to make sure we were on Real People, Real Voices, is to get the word out, because we want to make sure everybody has a fair opportunity, if they'd like to, participate in these exciting projects over in the near west side.
How many buildings will you be, so the community, I know, but the community needs to know, how many buildings will, at the end of this project, how many buildings will be there?
I think there'll be, looking at the drawings, the plans, there's probably anywhere from 10 to 15 buildings, new buildings in the area.
Yeah, and I think as the innovation district grows and people get excited, the buildings may morph, change, maybe more smaller ones than bigger ones. It just kind of see how things go as excitement arises for the 16 Tech projects.
Right.
And you say innovation district, say more about what that means.
They're building the area will be more for like a high-tech bio research, medical research, science,
The Silicon Valley approach.
kind of, but more, I think more medical related.
Right. Yeah. So the idea is, like a Silicon Valley, is to keep the talent that the Indianapolis, Indiana area, such as Purdue, IU, Rose-Hulman, is graduating, keep them here in the state versus having the brain drain pulling them to the East Coast, West Coast. So that's the whole vision of the 16 Tech. to keep that talent here in Indianapolis, as well as some other things that we can talk about later.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's phenomenal. I mean, because most of the community that I'm in know about 16 Tech, but they don't know about it.
Right, right.
And so I'm glad that you're here to help us to understand that. One thing that I hear where I'm at, in the circles that I'm in, is the opportunity for 16 Tech to give opportunity for training, not only training, but to create the atmosphere for employment. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, so 16 Tech is what they're trying to create as pathways. Once the buildings are up and the tenants are in the buildings, is how can we keep and get the neighborhood around the 16 Tech District involved in the area. Not just build it and have people come in from Carmel and Fishers and Greenwood to work and then leave, but how can we get the Indianapolis area involved? They are working to try to develop those pathways between now and when the buildings open, working with the companies that will ultimately be tenants in the buildings to make sure there's available jobs for those that are around the area that want to be participants in that. We, obviously, Tracy and I are the construction side, so we're trying to do the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
So that comes first, obviously,
Yeah.
but 16 Tech is working on those pathways for the long-term careers that 16 Tech will provide, specifically for the Near West Side, but beyond that as well, Marion County areas.
In the construction arena, what is it that you want as it relates to, and you said, Tracy said earlier, the trades, that
Yeah.
you want to train people for trades.
Well, with our project, what we're trying to develop, we're trying to create an environment that promotes inclusion. I guess is a good word to say it, with the smaller contractors as well as the large contracts that you normally see in the city. A lot of times, the smaller we call them XBE contractors, which is most people familiar with that term. Don't have an opportunity to bid the larger projects like this because it's most of them can't afford to really. You know, you have to have a lot of funding in order to bid these projects because you have to put all that money up first before you start seeing the money come in. So what we've done with our project, where on a project this size, you normally see about 8 or 9 prime contractors. That's guys that has contracts directly to us. We've broken it into where we have anywhere from, depending on the bid package, anywhere from 18 to, what's the
34.
34 contractors. That's prime contractors on this one project, which allows a lot of smaller
The
contractors.
subs to come in.
Well, they'll be primes. They won't be subs.
Okay, small primes.
Smaller contractors, yeah.
Well, that's really good. I had a conversation with the heating and cooling guys, a young black gentleman, does an excellent job. And one of his concerns, this was a couple of weeks ago, is if you're not a prime on these kinds of projects, it can run you out of business.
Right.
So you all are have used some innovation in construction, so to speak, to overcome that, so people who have businesses locally can get in on this project.
Exactly, and
let me ask you this, as you answer the question, how would those business owners bid on this project?
So if you don't mind me kind of going through our process, and then we'll explain
why
that.
not?
So when the Browning Davis team found out that we were going to be a part of this project, we wanted to do something different. For those of you that are watching that have been part of the past when it comes to construction, it's not been a pretty sight. From what most people would probably say, we wanted to do something different. So we had a good, thoughtful process, and the way to do this is to ask people smarter than us how we can do this, such as Real People, Real Voices, the Concerned Clergy, the Office of Minority and Women Business, the Indy Black Chamber. We purposely looked for people such as that to help us develop a plan, and then we started the implementation. That implementation basically, we believe, is growing relationships that'll ultimately grow into trust, because trust is everything in this business, specifically for the small company that you hear about all the time. I can't compete on these big jobs, they're not good to me, because there's no trust there. So that's what we're really there. We're really there to build relationships versus just build buildings in this area. So that's what we've tried to do. And like Tracy was saying, one way to do that is to obviously meet and talk with everybody, make sure they understand what the requirements are, because there are requirements. It's not just here it's a handout. This is a specific requirement that we need your company to fulfill. If there's some gaps or some holes, let's figure out how we can do that together.
And Dave, I have to agree with you. I don't think you don't give contracts because they're minorities. You can't do that. I think you want to be able to give contracts to those who can fulfill those contracts.
Because we still got to build a building.
You still got to build a building. But in the context of the matter, when we look at the history and where we are now as it relates to minority contracts, we're at 8%. And that 8% at one time should have been 15%. It's not 15%. No. And the 8% has tendency Afro-Americans, Hispanics, the acronym crowd, and veterans and women.
Right.
So when you divide the 8%, you are aware of the 8%.
Yes, sir.
When you divide the 8%, Afro-Americans probably only getting 1.5% or less. And so that is the misnomer that is out there in the community. And the community is finding out about that because it has been hidden from them based on the fact of minority contracts. And the falsehood is that we have 8% in Afro-American community, but that's not true. No. It's about 1%. Am I right about that, Mr. Sir?
You're right.
Yeah.
So what do y'all hope to see when we're down the road and these buildings are up? What do you hope to look back and see as it relates to all of this you're trying to do?
Me personally, I'd like to see some contractors, some of the smaller minority contractors that I'm familiar with, grow.
Yeah.
And be successful on this project.
Yeah. And our purposeful track at what we're doing is to change the landscape of what a construction team looks like, starting in Marion County and then donuting out from that. And we can't do it alone. So that's why we're here. That's why we're talking to everybody we can to get smarter about how we do this, because we don't know everything, but together we can make a difference.
Yeah, and I think, and we talk about all the time, you mentioned the Rose-Hulmans, the Purdue universities. We have to change our system first. We have to create STEMs in our public schools to where when our children come out, they can go to an IUPUI and then come to the west side of Indianapolis and work.
Right.
They don't have to leave. I mean, that's just not only for people in Lafayette, people in Terre Haute, right here in this city, but it starts with IPS, creating and funneling dollars into STEM to where these young people can qualify to go to college and get what they need to fit the program that you're building on now.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and one item about that, well, for some people, college is not necessarily the answer.
Right.
And it's sad that as I grew up, college was beat into everybody's head. You've got to go to college, you've got to go to college. You don't necessarily need to go to college, but let's figure out what works for you. And the construction trades are not just a job, it's a career.
Yeah. You can make $35 an hour.
Yep.
In some of them, or more at a trade.
Yep. Right. Starting out $16 to $18 an hour, just starting out. And then you've learned a skill and that you can expand upon, and you can earn a living for your family working in the construction trade. And the construction trades right now are in so need of people here in Indiana. That's why we were teaming up with the Indiana Construction Roundtable, specifically for the Near West Side, because that's where we're working, is let's find those that college isn't a perfect fit, and that's okay. Let's make sure they have an opportunity to find a career. As well as the schools. We're talking about George Washington High School. How can we assist with the counselors there to talk about the construction trades? We're trying to get in so we can talk about that.
Dave, you got to put industrial arts back into the school system.
It's tough, yeah.
You got to put.
We're going to have to stick a pin right there.
Yeah, we're coming. Oh yeah, I'm getting excited. Dave's on my street now.
Yeah. All the best to the work that you all are doing. We'll have to have you back for a follow-up show to let people know how they can get it.
Absolutely.
We'll be back after this. welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm your executive producer, Faith McKinney.
Very, very powerful show today.
Yeah, it was. I think it was very powerful. I think it was. I kind of like Dave McMath and Troy Short. I like Dave McMath because I sense in him that the 16 Tech project is a very positive project. I sense in him that he's out to create an atmosphere for people to gain trades, for people to have jobs during the construction process of this.
And inclusion.
And inclusion, that was phenomenal. But the way 16 Tech initially came to the community was inappropriate. It was unfair. And to hear Mr. McMath talk about it today, I really feel good about it. And then to see that Dr. David Green of the Concerned Clergy is on the front lines with him. It's phenomenal. So we hope to see minorities get more jobs. We hope to see training systems come online as it relates to the construction process. So I feel good about what I'm hearing, and we're going to have them back.
Yeah, back in 2016, we had Betsy McCall, who was then interim president for 16 Tech. When I first heard about it, I said, people need to know about this.
Yeah.
So you heard it first here.
Yeah, and I like the honesty in Mr. Short as it relates to the minority contracts. It's 8%. It was, and that's from the mayor's office. It's 8% minority contract. Many years ago, 15% meant
That was the goal.
That was the goal for Afro Americans. But now 8% means African Americans, Hispanics, the LGBT crowd, women, and veterans. So, and he agreed. Afro Americans only get less than 1% of the contracts.
Certainly, they're working to change that. They've got some innovative ways of doing that, breaking the projects down into smaller parts.
So other people can eat at the table.
They can be a prime.
Yeah.
And make sure that they are a prime part of what's going on.
Absolutely. Hopefully, what David McMath is doing is communicating at least Browning's point of view.
Yes.
So he seems genuine to me, and that they're trying.
Yeah.
Well, time is the great revelator.
It is, my friend.
And we're out of time.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on today. We look forward to our next time together. Until then, God bless you.